exactly one woman has ever won an event outright.
If I have some emotion, of course, it's the noise of the quattro. I mean, nobody can forget the noise. Even today, I think we miss this kind of noise.
Not one of the first, not the most successful. This, who we're talking about today, is the female GOAT, and that record has stood since 1981, and it's still standing today. She did it in one of the most brutal periods of rallying has ever produced, in an era where regulations were lax, horsepower obscene, and safety measures non-existent. We're talking Group B, baby. Michèle Mouton was born on the 23rd of June 1951 in the south of France, and she didn't start out chasing the driver's seat at all, and actually her introduction to rallying came in 1973 as a co-driver.
Hurtle through snow or mud-clogged curves. Their co-drivers call out a description of the road ahead and possible unseen hazards from a set of pace notes. Every effort is made to keep the pace notes as current as possible, but conditions tend to change so quickly that a rally is always an exercise.
Navigating the Peugeot 304 alongside her friend Jean Taby at the Monte Carlo Rally, which happened to be the very first event of the brand new World Rally Championship. And it didn't take long for her to want to be the one behind the wheel instead of reading the pace notes. She moved into the driver's seat in an Alpine Renault A110, and actually this is the car that her father bought her. He stated, and I quote, "I would rather see you in the driver's seat than to co-drive, and I will buy your first car for your first season, and if you do well, then we will continue. If not, you have to give this up." Now, over the next several years, she quietly built a resume most people never even heard about. Multiple French and European Ladies Championship titles, a class win at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1975, and a runner-up finish in the European Rally Championship in 1977 while driving for Fiat. By 1978, she added another win from the Tour de France. She was proving herself to be fast, full tilt, with a high regard for consistency and performance. And in a sport that, at the time, barely had a category for women competing at this level, it really made Michèle stand out. Then in 1980, Audi signed Michèle to join their factory rally team, and the car she'd be driving was something the rest of the teams couldn't have seen coming. The Audi Quattro was one of the first WRC cars built around full true all-wheel drive at a time when most manufacturers assumed a system like that would be too heavy, too complicated, and too impractical to actually win rallies with. Audi was confident they had made a pivotal choice, and everyone else was about to find out the hard way. Mouton was paired with Hannu Mikkola, one of the most respected drivers on the grid, and thrown straight into the driver's seat of a monster of an unproven car. Initially caked with reliability issues, teething problems, a support crew pulled largely from Audi's own production line rather than experienced rally mechanics. Everything wasn't in place for success for Audi or Michèle. None of that stopped her or Audi though. In 1981, at the Rally San Remo in Italy, after battling it out with other opponents, Michèle came out on top and won, becoming the first woman in history to win a World Rally Championship event. And to this day, she remains the only one. Mouton's male rivals were actually left speechless, mouths agape. Earlier during the weekend, Ari Vatanen had been confident, stating, quote-unquote, "Never can nor will I lose to a woman." Her longtime co-driver, Fabrizi Pons, described her as demanding with everyone around her, the team, and her co-driver, but just as demanding with herself. And as you could expect, after San Remo, the attention that came with being a winning woman in a male-dominated sport turned into something close to a media circus spectacle. Mouton and Pons grew tired of fast questions about their appearance, or being referred to simply as the girls. They wanted to be judged as drivers, for their skill, not just as a gimmick or a quack. 1982 is a season that largely belongs to Mouton. Audi arrived that year with one goal: become the first German manufacturer to win the World Rally Championship. going head-to-head with Opel and Audi's own Walter Röhrl for the title. And unfortunately, the season didn't start well. Mouton crashed out early at the Monte Carlo opener, but she answered immediately, thankfully being able to pull a win the very next round at the Rally de Portugal. After that, she followed it with impressive wins in Greece and Brazil, putting her in a real title fight against Röhrl deep into the season. 2 drivers, 1 championship, and by late in the year it came down to a straight fight between them two. Then came the Côte d'Ivoire. An excruciatingly brutal 750-mile event across West African terrain in the second to last round of the season. And unfortunately, before the rally, Michèle received word that her father had passed away. His final wish, she was told, was for her to start the event anyway. So she did. Michèle was more than determined to win the rally now, and by the end of the first day of it, she was 30 minutes ahead of the championship rival Walter Röhrl. However, the temperature at the rally was unbearable, with temperatures inside the car reaching almost 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Mouton's car was starting to experience a myriad of mechanical issues due to the intense heat. But before the intense heat and mechanical issues could take her out, disaster struck when Mouton rolled her Audi, leaving Röhrl to take the win in the championship with him. Michèle is a shining example to men and women everywhere that hard work and determination will get you success, and to never be complacent. Michèle thrived off not being the fastest, but being able to be the most determined and driven. Thanks for watching.